Over the next several minutes, I'm going to highlight the single biggest issue that exists between men and women today. But before I get into the biggest issue that exists among men and women today, I have to issue today's challenge to the men. Brothers, I'm going to challenge you to send this video after you watch it. Send it to a friend, girl, and to a girlfriend or any woman of interest, because I want you to hear her response. I don't have to hear it. I want you to hear her response to the content held in this video. Now, I'm going to warn you now that there's nothing in this video that is going to create any conflict. I really just want to add some clarity to an obvious problem between men and women that's been hiding in plain sight. It is as plain as the nose on your face. It is at the crux, and by crux I mean it is at the core. It is at the nucleus of just about the majority of problems that men and women still face today. The question goes out to my good sisters. You're a good sister. You were raised properly and you have this confidence and healthy self-esteem. You're educated, you're successful, and all of these things. You would make someone a wonderful wife, a loving mother. You're a homemaker. You're all these things. You like to cook, and you're a good cook. But my question, sister, is these days, since it is not a secret that we've become a more secular society, the rules have not only changed, they've literally been taken up, taken away. So since no one plays by the old school throwback rules, which allowed us to know who the good girls were from the bad girls, how is a good man, sister, supposed to be able to differentiate a good sister from a bad sister? How is he supposed to be able to tell the difference between you and all the girls that he was warned to stay away from? I ask this question because it is difficult these days to tell you apart. There was a throwback song, speaking of old school, they call themselves the Fatback Band, and they had a song called Backstroking. And there was a line in this song called Backstroking that says, "I'm not so bad, I just like to do what the bad folks do." And I'm also reminded of the Charles Wright Band back in the 60s, who performed a song, it was called Express Yourself, very popular song. And they had a line in the song that goes like this: "It's not what you look like when you're doing what you're doing, but when you're doing what you're doing, it's what it looks like you're doing." And so, sister, what I'm saying to you is, today's hashtag relationship topic, we're going to focus on how women have been double-crossed. You have been literally hoodwinked and deceived into thinking that it doesn't matter how you act, it doesn't matter how you dress, it doesn't matter how you speak, it doesn't matter how you present yourself. You just go ahead and be you. So I'm talking to unmarried women, and I'm telling you, yes, there is a built-in double standard that is placed on how unmarried women should carry themselves. If you expect to attract or gain the attention of a good man, I need you to pay attention, my good, dear, sweet, adorable sister. If you are ignoring the rules of the double standard, this is your biggest problem in why you can't find a decent, good man, or the type of good man that you so well deserve. If you think you can, I don't know, let's say change the double standard, then my dear sister, you couldn't be more wrong. It's not a matter of is it fair. It's not a matter of is it right. It's simply a matter of, sister, it is real. No matter how many laws you write, no matter how many laws you rewrite or amend or change, no matter how unfair the rules might appear to be, you cannot undo the double standard that nature has imposed upon you. This double standard that you are fighting against is not about legislature. It is about your man's nature. It's about his perception of you. It is about our perception of women these days, and it's based on how you act, based on how you present yourself. Please pay attention, my dear, wonderful sister. This perception of you comes down to, let's give you a word of today. Let's call your word of today circumspection. To circumspect basically means that you possess the ability to use good judgment in managing your affairs. And in this context of hashtag relationship, we're talking about your relationship affairs. Johnny Taylor said, everything's out in the open and there's nothing else to hide. Sister, you're not using enough discretion. No, you're not using enough. You're all on Facebook with your business. And you're hanging out every weekend at the spots, at the latest spots, and you're always out in groups and people's faces and laughing and dancing and shaking and drinking and carrying on, and that's fine. This is not a conversation about what you're doing. It's about what you promote and the thoughts that you provoke in a good man's head about what type of girl you really are. Yes, you have the right to go where you want to go. Dress however you want to dress. You can dress like the bad girl if you wish. You could talk like the bad girl, walk like the bad girl. You can use all manner of profanity. You have a right to do all of that, my dear sister. You can hang out with known bad girls, but you run the risk of messing up a good man's perception of you. Men, I say men, cannot grasp, absorb, or manage the thought of you as his potential wife doing naughty little things with other men without it having some effect on his perception of you. This was brought to light in the movie Indecent Proposal, starring Woody Harrelson and Demi Moore. They were a married couple. They were doing quite well financially. The bottom fell out of their finances, and out of desperation to save their mortgage, they went to Las Vegas to try to win the money, and they lost everything. And this mysterious, as the storyline would have it, a mysterious billionaire made an offer, a proposal, that he would deposit $1 million into their bank account if he were allowed, if you will, the opportunity to sleep with Demi Moore. Now, it's not important whether or not Demi Moore slept with the billionaire. That's not the point. The point is, as the story continued, Woody Harrelson, he played the character David, the husband, he couldn't grasp, he couldn't absorb or manage, he couldn't fathom the thought of his wonderful wife in bed with another man. We can't handle the thought. Now, a man who is willing to lie to you will say, yes, go get the money. Either he's lying or his heart is really not with you, sister. But that's not why I'm here, so let's move on. I want to give you a simplistic way to look at how we as men live by this double standard. It's built into us. It's not good or bad, it is real. The double standard has been right in front of you the entire time. And if you want a man's perception of you to be separated from all other women, you got to look at who in his eyes. You have to look at the women that your man, in his eyes, which women does he separate from all others. It's not that difficult. He separates certain women from all others inherently. See, no man wants to see his daughter on a 2 Live Crew video. He don't mind seeing other women on the video. He just don't want to see anything that belongs to him or represents him. He can't stomach to see his baby girl dressed inappropriately, dancing inappropriately. He don't want to see his sister dropping it like it's hot, passing out drunk. He don't want to see the woman that he loves, if you will, his daughter or his sister, twerking in a thong on Facebook and social media. He does not want to see that. He just does not want to see that. He does not want to see his little girl or the woman that he loves, if you will, or his sister or his mother on a Girls Gone Wild video. Any man who is honest with you, the double standard is, yes, he wants there to be a Girls Gone Wild video so he can watch it. He just doesn't want anybody that's valuable to him, any woman that means something to him, to be represented in such a light. Let's just say it that way. So yes, it is a double standard. It's a built-in double standard. He doesn't want to think about his mother or sister or daughter coming in late at night every weekend after having spent time with this man or that man. I'm just telling you, sister. I'm not saying whether it's right or whether it's wrong or whether it's fair. It's real. It's a double standard. And as men, we really don't care how unfair the double standard is, sister. Nature did this to us. And there are no set of laws that can overwrite that which nature has written upon us. So don't keep it real, my sister. This is hurting you. Do not keep it 100. This is keeping you single. Sweetheart, listen, keep it a secret. We don't want to know how bad you can be when you're not being bad with us. This is the biggest difference between back in the day and today. There's always been confusion about who's the good girl and who's the bad girl. But the difference in the good girl and the bad girl has always been in your ability to keep a secret. Now, I think we can move on to part 2 of this. And you guys know that I'm only here to help. I want for you what I want for myself. I want you to be happy. I want you to be healthy. I want you to live a life of longevity and one of fulfillment. But above and beyond all these things combined, I wish upon you many, many blessings. I'm looking forward to your response. And as always, my name is Jay Jackson. Let's use more discretion. Keep it a secret, my dear sister.